Hello, everybody. My name is Jennifer Brett, and I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador on Emily's team. This video is for R&T Rockstars, and I'm here with Paris Jeske, the other Senior Ruby leader on Emily's team. And we just want to do a little bit of housekeeping for the end of the month for Emily and for this whole team page and kind of go over a couple of things. The first thing we want to touch on is what to do when you have one or more ambassadors on your team. So first of all, get to know your reports. Emily touched on this on her Zoom this week, but really get to know your reports. If you have a leader on your team, if you have an ambassador on your team, you're considered a leader. So get to know those reports so that you can keep track of everything. Are they ordering? Are they not ordering? Are they inactive? Are they active? And then you know how many points you're getting as well. So don't be a stranger to your reports, and also don't be a stranger to your ambassador. Once somebody joins your team, you have to remember they didn't just join Plexus, they joined you. So don't be a stranger by any means. In no way, shape, or form, please don't be a stranger to them. Stay very closely in contact with them. Check in on them a couple of times a week at least. So also find out their why. This goes along with not being a stranger. When they joined you, even if they just joined for the discount, find out why. Why did they join for the discount? Why are they in Plexus? Why did they join Plexus? This way, if somebody does, well, first of all, we should know that about our ambassadors. And then where it comes in to play is if somebody goes inactive, we need to know why they went inactive. You can have an open and honest conversation with them. So often I see people on my team who they have somebody join them and then they fall off, and when I ask, hey, what happened to so-and-so, they seem so motivated. They can be like, they can tell me, I don't know, they don't write me back anymore, or I don't know, they turn their backup order off. And this is not how it should be. We should know why our ambassadors go inactive. We should have a relationship with them where they feel comfortable telling us, I couldn't afford my products this month, or this or that happened, I'm having this reaction with the products. And we, as ambassadors, are who signed them on, are who set the tone for that. So Paris, go ahead and take it away with some more stuff that you need to know for if you have an ambassador.
Awesome, thanks. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys next about team pages. So everyone should have a team page, whether you have 0 ambassadors, 1 ambassador, or 500 ambassadors. And the reason why is you don't have a team page for the people who are already on your team. You have a team page for everyone who's about to join your page. So you really want to create a team page right from the start. Make it really fun and inviting. Use photo albums to make things easy to find, and then add your ambassadors. As soon as somebody joins your team, add them to your team page, add them to R&T Rockstars, and any other page that you feel would be of benefit to them. This is so important. You want to get your ambassadors connected right away. And the biggest mistake I see people make is not adding their wholesale ambassadors to the team page. You guys, Emily joined as a wholesale ambassador. Jen joined as a wholesale ambassador. I joined as a wholesale ambassador. And one of the biggest reasons we ran with this business is because we built belief by looking at the team page and realizing, wow, promoting is real. People actually go silver and gold and ruby and all of these ranks, and they're feeling better. But if you seclude your wholesale ambassadors from the team page, they don't get to see all of that fun and excitement. So connect them right away. And then the second is, if you have 1 ambassador on your team, think of yourself as a leader. You are their leader, so you want to have a relationship with them as if you are a leader. You want to be the one encouraging them, walking them through how to set up their backup order, how to utilize the team pages, where to go for resources. So in order to act like a team leader, you need to know how to do all these things. So like Jen said, play around with your back office, know how to use your reports, click around. You're not going to screw anything up, so don't be afraid to click buttons and see what they do. That's how we figured out our reports. We are right there with you with this new back office and still learning things every single day, but we learn quicker by clicking around and figuring out how it works. And then next is backup orders for yourself. And this goes along, I think, with being a leader. One thing that I do that helps me remember that, hey, like, I don't want to forget about my triplex combo and run out of ProBio 5 or Mega X and then not have a good night's sleep because I have 2 little ones and I need sleep. So what I do is I have an unconditional backup order. Mine goes off on the first of every single month. So what it means is unconditional is that no matter if you have 500 PV or 0 PV, your backup order is going to go off. So you can think of it as our preferred customer option. That's what unconditional backup order is. I would suggest everyone set this either the 1st to the 15th, whatever is most comfortable for you. If you're using your Plexus paycheck to pay for your products, then set it for the 15th. So as soon as we get paid, your backup order goes off, you get your products, and there's no like, oh crap, I ran out of this or that, and you're making a status about how you feel crappy all of a sudden because you're not taking your Plexus. Set it to unconditional, and then there's never any worries. All right, so now let's talk about inactives. So we all get the white lines, and I understand it's a total bummer, it's frustrating, or maybe you have that blue line who didn't update their credit card information, and they're like, what I like to call a phantom inactive. Like they kind of look like they're active, but they're not really active, and it's screwing up your point stocking.
I call them my false blue lines.
False blue lines, yeah. Like they're just, you're like, are they, aren't they? And it's totally confusing. So first is, if you have an inactive, assuming that you've kept that relationship open, like Jen was talking about, then you can message them and be like, hey, what happened? Why are you inactive all of a sudden? And that they will honestly and openly tell you. If it's a financial reason and it's a temporary thing, explain to them how to turn on and off their backup order so when they're ready, they can come back and jump back into using the products in the business. If it's a product thing where maybe they're having some die-off symptoms and they're not fully understanding how the triplex works, or they've hit a plateau and they're not losing weight like they were a couple months ago, then you can work with them and tweak their regimen and maybe suggest a new way to take the products, or even adding or taking away different products. And if you're brand new and you don't feel comfortable having this conversation and what to recommend them, that's when you ask one of your leaders, you ask your sponsor, the person above them, hey, can we get on a 3-way? I really need to help this inactive. I'm not sure how he or she needs to tweak her regimen. And if they do need to go inactive fully for whatever reason, the business isn't for them, show them how to go inactive, how to turn off their backup order completely, delete their credit card information, and if they are 110% done with the business, then I suggest you have them fill out, and this is like a last resort, but have them fill out the ambassador cancellation form, because otherwise their credit card is going to get charged that $34.95, that renewal fee when the time comes. And you don't want to get any angry messages from inactives wondering why they're being charged $34.95. So keep that conversation open, be really honest about that, and help them to do whatever fits best for them. And the reason why we want to keep our inactive reports true is when we do point stock, it makes it so much easier if every single blue line is a true blue line and not a false blue line that is somebody who hasn't fixed their backup order correctly. Jen, what else do you want to add?
I love that. No, I love all of that. I love being a product of the product. It's so key. It's part of being a leader, is being a product of the product. And what else did we touch on? There was something else I was going to say. The team pages. That's what I was going to say. The team pages, I wanted to add to that. The team page, getting them added, and then that way also they know who their upline is. Their upline. So many people that are joining under me, they would have no idea who I was if, the members weren't adding them. And I have a lot of my lower levels coming to me with questions when they can't reach your upline, and that would absolutely not be happening if they weren't on my team page. So I absolutely love those points, Paris. And then jumping right into point stocking. How do you point stock? What do we do when we point stock, when you see people talking about point stock? When you look at your dashboard, when you log into your back office, it should not be a mystery to you at the end of the month of how many points it's saying that you have. This should not be a mystery. We should know from the beginning of the month how many points roughly they should be at the end of the month. When you're treating this as your business, this is where the residual income is at, you guys. This is the foundation of our business. This is how you climb ranks. This is where it's at. It's not all just PV. PV is a temporary form of income in the sense that it depends on how your sales were that month. The residual income is coming from when your points are climbing. Because I can promise you at Senior Ruby with, when you get 750 points for Senior Ruby, you don't jump to that overnight. It grows and grows and grows. And you want to know where your growth is, right? You want to know where you're at with your business. So with that said, I'm going to walk you through a little bit of what I do when I point stock. So first of all, I go into my detailed genealogy report. If you're not familiar with your detailed genealogy report, you need to be. So go in under reports, detailed genealogy, and scroll and see white lines means that they're inactive. That's what we were just talking about. White lines means that they have either not set or they've deleted their backup order, which is meaning they're not getting any products. They have 0 PV. They sometimes have more than 0 PV. Maybe it's less than 100 PV, but their backup order will be off. Those people you are not getting 5 points for. If their PV is over 100 and they're white lined, you do get the 5 points for them. Still, they just will not be getting a paycheck. So if somebody under you has over 100 PV, please reach out to them and explain to them your backup order will not go off, but you are missing out on a paycheck, or I am going, as their upline, you're going to get their paycheck. So make sure you explain that to them. But most people that are white lined have under 100 PV. Those people you do not get 5 points for. Those that are highlighted green on your reports, that means that they joined that month. Yay, a new ambassador. So usually there's going to be 100 or 199 under welcome PV. But what we're looking at when we point stock is points PV. So if they have over 100 points PV and they are green lined, then you will be getting the points for them. I should correct myself. It's not always 5 points. Of course, look at the compensation plan. Your levels 1 through 3 are worth 5 points. So I'm just using 5 points as like a general statement of the people who are under you. But the lower they get in levels, the less points they're worth. But I'm going to say 5 points. So the green lines who have over 100 points PV, you're going to be getting those points for. If their points PV is ending out the month with lower than 100, you don't get the 5 points for them that very first month because they bought a welcome pack. Even if they didn't buy a welcome pack, that first month, you're not getting the 5 points unless that points PV is over 100. So let's move on to what blue lines mean. These are the 3 color lines you're going to see in your report: white, green, and blue. Blue lines mean they joined last month or previous, they're on your team, and they're an active ambassador, meaning they have a backup order set of over 100 turned on. It'll be highlighted blue whether their PV is 0 or their PV is 5,000. They'll be highlighted blue if they have their backup order turned on. So this is where point stocking gets a little bit tricky. For everybody who is highlighted blue and is showing that they have a backup order turned on, you need to click on their name. When you click on their name, a new window is going to pop up and it's going to have different options, and one of those options is order history. Go to their order history and see if they consistently let their backup order go through every month. This is for people who have 0 PV. Like basically our wholesale ambassadors is who you really, really want to keep an eye on doing this with, because people who are actively working their business usually have sales, and it's okay because you're going to be getting the credit. Whether they order personally or not, their PV will be bumped over 100. But those wholesale ambassadors, you're counting on their order to get you those points to help you promote, to bring in that residual income. So you want to click on their name, let that window pop up, go to order history. It'll be very clear that it's there. You'll see what I mean. and see when was the last time their backup order went through. It'll show for this month, it'll show September, let's say their backup order is supposed to go off tomorrow on the 28th. It's 27th right now. So you're gonna click on Susie Q's name on your backup order because she's highlighted blue. Her backup order is shown as conditional, over 100, and that it's gonna go out on the 28th, which is all in your detailed genealogy report with the numbers in the columns. Click on her name. It's gonna pop up. Go to order history. On July 28th, did her backup order go through? Meaning, is there an order number and then a tracking number that she actually let it go through with an amount over 100? Or do you click on order history and you're gonna see March 22nd, 2016 with an amount and then a tracking number, and that's the last time. You need to pay attention to see if there's a consistent trend that every single month they let their backup order go off, because that's how you can bank on them ordering this month. So that's how you point stock. That's how you gather how many points am I going to have at the end of this month. I go through, because my team is larger, I have over 500 ambassadors at this point, so you can imagine it gets a little bit tricky. So for those of you who are gold, senior gold, Ruby, your reports are going to be larger, right? So I filter mine through, because you can click on the columns at the top of your reports, and it'll filter it in the certain amount that you want it to, in the certain way that you want it to. So I either filter it by my levels, so then I see all my level 1s, all my level 2s, all my level 3s, instead of it being jumbled up with who's under who. Or I go over to backup order ship date. It'll say just a number. Most will say 26, 27, 28, because that's when most backup orders are set to. I click on that, and that way I can see later in the month, okay, everybody's about to go out tomorrow on the 26th, or next week on the 26th, but whose is really going to go out? Where am I really at? Am I going to promote? So that's how you point stock. I hope that helped you guys. Please comment below this video with any questions that you have on any of the topics that we touched on. I know Emily will jump in and help answering those too. Paris, thank you so much for doing this call with me. I know we missed Emily. Emily was supposed to be on here with us, but it didn't work out. So, all right, you guys, have a good night, and let's have fun point stocking and being awesome leaders. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good night.